look, it's been an exciting week. Before we even get into it, Damage Blue, you're not going to believe what happened this past week.
What'd you do now?
No, no,
I'm
no.
nervous.
Not nothing I did. Okay. I woke up to a text message from Wendy Williams, the queen of daytime tea, who sent me a screenshot of our show and said to me, look what I'm doing. She was watching our show.
Oh, that's major.
Oh, that's bomb. That was a good episode. That was my favorite episode so far. I love
But
that.
I just like the fact that the queen of daytime tea is watching our show because you never really know who's watching you. And then you never really know if you're on your way. And recently I had this whole thing where I was saying to myself, like, should I just give up on national syndication? Should I just give up? And my team was like, no, no, no. And so we talked about manifestation. Here comes the queen of daytime tea saying, I'm watching you. So it's like, was that a sign I should keep going? But either way,
Yeah.
shout out to Wendy because, I mean, I think it was amazing to have, that affirmation come through. But yeah, it was dope. But, it was Wendy. I said, okay, I'm coming to New York. I want to see you. She saw I'll be in the Hamptons. I said, well, I'm going to the Hamptons because I'm working with this new brand named Poppy. Everybody knows I've lost this weight. Well, I've been trying to find a replacement for soda. And there's this drink called Poppy that is really, really good. It's a soda with no carbs. And I went in my Versace outfit, and I'm going to show you a photo while I talk about it. I now have become Versace Poppy, Poppi. That's who I am now.
Look at that. Look at that. Now, Versace gonna have to cut the check, Jason, because that's a whole lot of swag. I'm just telling you, they're gonna have to cut the check.
That's very true.
Yeah, I don't know if they gonna do that.
Can we just turn back to the fact that you asked God for a sign and he sent you Wendy Williams? I just need you to sit with that for a second. Like when you ask for a sign and the response is that much of a soul clap, I've always said this since day one. Before we even met, I was like, you are Wendy's heir apparent. You are the next Wendy. And I'm speaking that into your life. So it's just interesting that she's watching.
Well, listen, I hope it's whenever Wendy's ready because, she's been under fire this past week for making comments on her show about a TikToker who died. And I think the thing, again, in our recent podcast, we talked about cancel culture being cancerous. I understand that maybe what Wendy did was insensitive. But again, to know Wendy Williams personally, she is very awkward when it comes to her communication. And I don't know that she intentionally wanted to be disrespectful. I think in a live show where there's a lot going on, a lot of anxiety, and I'm not making an excuse of her, but maybe she was just having an awkward moment. Now everybody wants her canceled. It's like, yo, have you not seen Wendy's past? Wendy's done a lot of things that have pissed a lot of people off, and she's not been canceled. And so I again, hold her accountable maybe if you feel it's inappropriate, but let's keep it moving because she is highly entertaining and she's needed, I think, for morning enjoyment. I need her. So I just want to thank her again for giving me that affirmation. All right. So Blue, what did you get into this weekend?
All right. Well, last week I was having some company over and we were having a very tender, vulnerable conversation. And he was looking into my eyes. And then out of nowhere, my left eye started twitching. And it started twitching in a way that was the complete opposite of what sexy is supposed to be. And he was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, I'm fine. And I just kept twitching until it stopped the conversation. I'm having bad luck, guys. I'm going through a rough streak. So after 3 days of my eye twitching, I went to the doctor thinking it was allergies and found out, much to my shock, that my stress levels are so high that I was on the verge, literally on the verge of a heart attack. So that was completely scary. I'm thinking I'm going to walk out with Allegra. Instead, I'm walking out with medication and an appointment for blood work. So what they realized was that I'm one of those people who's highly functioning, but who has some PTSD from what's happening during COVID that has now started to affect my stress levels. I've always prided myself on being healthy. I've always been the healthy big girl. My blood work's always great. I've never had high cholesterol, hypertension, nothing. I've literally always had a clean bill of health. But because of stress, ironically, I now have to move differently. So I'm on meds now. And I spent the past week redoing my whole schedule and reassessing who I let around me, who has been stressing me, so that I can chill out and stay alive for much longer. So it's been a sobering weekend for me. Instead of partying like I was the past month, I've just been like being really, really calm and like trying to recenter myself.
Well, as you know, last week was my time to recenter, and I keep telling everybody, especially if you black, you got to be out there doing your blood work so you know what is going on inside your body, because it's those silent killers that show up both in just our organs, our blood, and wherever. And I'm glad that you found out what was going on, because look, we could just be out here 1 minute turning up and partying and doing all this crazy stuff, and then the next minute, boom, it's over. So I'm glad you
Yeah.
figured that out.
Yeah, the whole strong black woman thing, I always say this, and this is why I'm sharing it, is we always say, I'm a strong black woman or I'm a strong whatever. That strength is killing us. We need to make sure that we're not taking on too much. I think a lot of people watching the show, maybe even you and damn it, well, not you, Jason, you've been vacationing very well. But a lot of people think they're okay, but they're not. We've been through a lot this year. Please get checked, guys. I'm not the only one.
Definitely. Damage, what you been up to?
Oh, it's not been a sobering weekend for me. I've been peeing tequila since since last week. I've been turning up. Look, it's the summertime. I'm kid free for a little bit. I'm having a good time. Now I'm not going too crazy. I'm not doing anything too wild, but I've been hitting the beach. I've been connecting with friends that been flying in town. And I just been trying to enjoy it, because once August comes back around and my son's back in school, I'm back into the routine. So I just been enjoying it. Nothing really special, but definitely hitting the beaches, putting my feet in that sand, and enjoying this LA lifestyle.
All I heard was so you've been doing while I've been
I ain't
meditating.
No, that's different. I've been turning up though. I've been
Hot
turning
boy
up.
summer. Uh-huh.
You know what I
Listen,
mean?
and I'm glad you said that, Damage, because I just went on 2 dates in 2 different countries with 2 different people, and I didn't have sex with either one. I was trying to just have a good time and get to know people. So you can turn up and have a good time and be on a hot boy summer without being on some.
And let me tell you something. Sometimes being on some makes it a very stressful summer. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you start interacting with certain people and you mixing in with their energies. I just want to have good old fun. Outside is fine. Outside is finally back open. It's been a long pandemic, and we've been working the whole pandemic. We've been working right here in this seat the entire time. So I'm finally enjoying it.
The entire time entertaining you. Okay, yes. But yeah, I had a great time in the Hamptons and left there to go and spend some time with my girl Cardi B. It was her daughter Culture's 3rd birthday party, and
nice.
it was lit. Damage Blue, I don't know what you guys did when you were kids, but I remember dunking for apples and face painting, and it was nothing like what this little girl had.
I had hot dogs and ice cream. That was about it.
I had
I was
pizza.
not rich like Culture. Ooh, pizza, that's fancy.
I was just happy to be around some kids, honestly. I seen all that extravagant stuff. I'm like, you know what? I wish I could be 3 again.
3?
Listen,
I didn't find out my age till I was 5 because they hid my birthday from me because they couldn't afford to throw me a party. So
well, listen, she's rich, and I purposely didn't bring Culture a gift this year. Her 1st birthday party, I brought her a Gucci outfit in the flower tower. She never called me to thank me. That's probably because she was only 1 and didn't know how to use the phone. But either way, I felt like she's too rich for a birthday present. This year, I drove from the Hamptons over to Jersey to go to her party. Let me tell you something. She's so rich, she pulled up in a carriage, looking like Cinderella with this big old pink dress on and a crown and a horse and carriage, and her father and mother who took her to her queendom. I guess she had a castle. They built out this entire castle. Now, let me tell you, when you got inside, there were kids scattered everywhere. They had small bowling lanes. They had jumpies. They had a dance floor DJ. The adults had a bar with amazing food. But let me tell you, if your mother's going to show up to your birthday party, Damage Blue, this is what she got to wear. This is a picture of Cardi, me, and Offset.
Oh, okay.
She's showing out.
That is sexy.
This is like a ball. This is not just a birthday party. This is a whole moment.
This is a wedding. This is actually a wedding.
Somebody on Instagram said Cardi and them are just gonna bypass her quinceañera because they had it when she was 3.
I was about to say this was like a quince to me. This was like a whole wedding or a sweet 15. That's crazy.
Offset had a vest on. You know how crazy that is? He had a vest on. That's how serious this was.
Well, I mean, he had a suit on, and then she had whatever that was. She looked great. They looked great. But it wasn't just that. It was the fact that the whole family got to get in on the fun. I saw Hennessy was there with her girlfriend. The mother was there. Poppy, her father, was there. All the family and friends were there, but it was the grandma who I live for who took the show. This is what happened. So Grandma and Offset were clearly they were getting down on the dance floor.
I love
Look,
this about people from different places. I think Cardi's family is what Dominican and Trinidadian. I don't know about y'all, but our grannies still twerk and they still got it. And so clearly, her family is no exception. It is normal in my family to see somebody in their 80s still trying to do some hip action. We get scared they're gonna break a hip, but I'm for it.
you move that thing, Grandma. Move that thing.
Hey,
Well, I think
damage.
I don't want to see my both of my grandmothers are dead, so clearly I don't want to see them twerking. But no, I mean I
Jason.
don't. Look, I told Cardi, I was like, "Yo, your grandmother is. I live for your grandma." Because even before the fame, like Cardi's grandma on Instagram was just funny. But it was so good to see the family enjoying themselves behind the scene. Offset dancing with Cardi's mother, Cardi's father, you know, being a dad. Culture was living her best life. It wasn't even just the party for me that Culture enjoyed. It was the fact that she walked out of there with a Richard Millie. I think I said it properly. We got a video of that. Yeah, she iced out. And even last night, Cardi gave her another necklace with a bunch of charms on it. Listen, when your parents are rap stars, shouldn't you get anything less? Should you get anything less?
Can
I
she
mean,
tell time though? Like,
no, she
wait
doesn't.
a
She doesn't
minute.
even know how to tell time yet.
How
Why did
does
she
she
need to give
have
an
a
iced out
watch?
like Apple Watch? You know what I mean? Something digital. She could play a little game on it. What's she gonna do with that? But like chew on it.
You know what's so funny is that we're talking all this smack. If I had even an extra check, an extra zero on my check, I'd do the same thing for my kid. So it is the dream to be able to spoil your kids like this. I'm actually here for it. All of it.
But is 3 years old too? Is a Richard Millie too much for a 3 year old?
Here's
Yes.
the secret. Here's the secret. Being that she's 3, she's never wearing that. So whoever bought
No.
it is actually the person that's going to be rocking it. Like, oh, let me just rock this for you because I don't want you to go to the playground and mess it up. Let me just put this on. So I really think that's the real play with this. That gift was for Cardi.
You know, a lot of people were
Wow.
criticizing them in the comments saying, "Oh, you know, why'd you get that for a 3 year old?" And this is my thing: parent your kids the way that you can, right? If they can afford to get their kid a Richard Millie, and you could afford to get your kid an Apple Watch, it's the thought that counts. It's you pay where you play or play where you pay, whatever. It's your child, and I don't know, Damage Blue. I just think like criticizing other people for how they chose to show love to their kids. I just don't think it's anybody's business.
Well, here's the thing. It's only your business if the basics of what a child needs hasn't been taken care of. So yes, if you have that expensive watch and the lights are off and you have nothing but dirty diapers, then yes, you can complain. But once a child has everything they need, every necessity is taken care of, what a parent does with their mad money is actually up for grabs and nobody's business. Personally, I'm not a fan of like weddings or parties like this where I have to pay for my friends and family to have an experience and I'm basically just using this event as an excuse. I'd rather pay for experiences. So if you see me taking my kids on a 6 month trek through Africa or Europe or whatever, that could be seen as extravagant. But if their needs are taken care of, who cares how I'm being extravagant? We all have different ways to spoil our kids. Cardi's way is just flashier and sexier because she can afford it.
Yeah, and got to remember everybody's broke. So some people think it's just a little tone deaf right now. We're just coming out of pandemic. A lot of people owe
True.
PPP money, SBA money, and they a little butthurt. Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. I wouldn't spend that kind of money on my son today. He's 8 years old and he can tell time. However, whatever they
Wow.
do is what they do. I ain't mad at it.
Well, listen, I look at it like this, right? They both showered her with love. She's definitely growing into herself as a young girl. She had a smile on her face the entire time. She looked beautiful. Everybody there was happy. Everybody's kids were happy. The adults had the brown juice in the corner. They had the best
Yes.
macaroni and cheese I've ever
Woo.
tasted in my entire life.
Oh man.
But no, it was a great party. But listen, let me show you guys this picture of me, Cardi, and Offset one more time because I need your help, Blue and Damage. This is the picture. Everybody keeps looking at this picture and say, "Yep, she's definitely having a boy." Now, how the hell can
Huh?
you tell what's in her stomach?
Which one hangs low,
Hmm.
damage? You've had a baby. They say like one of them hangs low, the other one hangs high.
I think the
Which
boys do hang low. That's according
are they
to
hot?
whatever
Are,
folklore old
I'm about to
tale.
look that up. Yeah, but you can tell from the stomach. If it hangs low, it's one sex, and if it hangs high, then it's something else. I have to look it up because I've never been pregnant that I know of. So, but
More people have called me to ask me what she's having. And she did tell me when her due date was, but it's just not my business to tell. And remember, the last time I went to a party that Cardi threw, I got in a lot of trouble. And so
Uh-oh.
she's forgiven me since then.
hmm
And so I don't want to I don't want to ruffle the waters, but anyway, she looked great. Shout out to her and Offset. Shout out to Culture. Happy birthday, Culture. I'm sorry I didn't get your present, but you're rich. You don't care.
You be
All
all
right.
right.
Well, look,
She
listen.
really
In,
doesn't.
in, in the world of young girls, there's another girl who is lighting up the internet. This rapper, this little girl named Lele. Now, she went to Instagram saying that Kim specifically asked her to take down a TikTok video that she made with her daughter Northwest, and claims that she didn't even give her a reason why. This was the
Mm.
post that she put on her Instagram. She said, Kim Kardashian texted me to take down the new TikTok video with North in it. I don't know why they invited me to their house. This industry sucks.
Oh my God.
Now we were contacted by Kim's CMO, Tracy Romulus. Now she's the same person that set the record straight during the whole Carmelo Anthony thing. And she wanted to
Mhm.
make sure that we saw the message she left on her Instagram. And so she set the record straight. And this is what she said.
Okay.
Basically, she posted this long explanation saying that she reached out to the parents, not to Lele directly. They would never do that. But that apparently this TikTok was used as part of a music video that was not authorized, and those usage rights were not authorized. And she basically said that as a private kid who doesn't even use social media, that the parents, Kim and Kanye, did not give authorization for them to use it that way. And so she reached out to the father to ask them to take it down. Now, I don't know what you two think, but if Kim actually texts Layla like, hey girl, hey girl, hey, I don't know what you're doing with Northwest, but take that down, then she's completely out of pocket. But doesn't she have the right to decide how her kid's image is used by other people?
Ab- Absolutely. Absolutely. Especially if you start putting in the music videos and stuff. It happened to my son. You taking it down right now. It's one thing to make a fun little TikTok, but once you take that little piece of the TikTok and you start putting in the music videos and now you're trying to circulate it around, you don't see Northwest all the time online. So I get that. Like, take that down right now. Do what you want to do with your kid. We're not doing that with my son. We're not doing that with my daughter over here. Nope, not happening. Nah.
Yeah, I know this is weird, but I'm actually taking completely on the Kardashian side because here's the thing: there's Lele the child, and then there's Lele the brand. Lele the brand was given access to Kim Kardashian and given permission via some like bylines about how to use her child's image. So Lele the
Mm-hmm.
brand breached that agreement when she posted that video, and they reached out to her parents. I think for me, I'm giving the side eye to the parents who let a child have a tantrum like this on social media about a business dealing between adults. So I'm wondering why her parents even let her keep that up. I would have taken that down. I think she was wrong in this situation.
Because the
Well, some
parents are
people,
the ones that put it up.
some people would
That's
argue
tacky.
that some people would argue that the Kardashians have been stealing from black people forever. So why not let this little girl take from them just one time? Because Northwest was criticized before having taken one of these girls' songs. I don't know if it was Lele or the other girl, but either way, she had performed one of the girls' songs. They said she stole it. Wouldn't this be like reparations?
No, it's a contractual obligation. Like the fact that the Kardashians are culture vultures doesn't mean that you get to completely circumvent the law whenever you're a black person dealing with them, although that would be a great Chappelle skit. But no, you still have to follow the law. Just because it's the Kardashians doesn't mean you can post whatever you want.
I think it would have been nice if they would have let Lele and her family go along with it. But like I said, I don't know Lele's parents. I think Lele herself, the little child star, amazing, beautiful, talented, but you don't know the behind the scenes. You don't know the managers, and you don't know how people try to take one piece with Northwest and then T-shirts start being made. So you got to protect your kids' brands, yo.
Well, I don't know who's doing any of that, but I'll tell you another thing we don't know is who's managing Lele's social media, because after all of this craziness went down, her mother posted this on her Instagram. And she
Uh-oh.
said, Lele did not make that post, nor did she know that post was made. Lele is not in contact with Kim. Lele's IG account is not managed by me. Well, who the hell
Well,
is
then who
managing
did
Lele's
it?
account?
Well, who is it then? What kind of Scooby Doo mystery is this? Who has Lele's account?
Her 14-year-old cousin, Lily.
Lily.
Nah. This is the Kim Kardashian cover up. First, you have Tracy
Oh
post about
God.
it. Now the mother gets a phone call like, we got to manage this because our kids still need to play together. Like, who posted it? It's not like many people have access to Lele's account. Lele is being taught at a young age, just say you got hacked.
That's so
Yeah,
true.
she's like eight
It's
minutes
so
old and she's
true.
already saying she got hacked. That's amazing. She's made it.
Well, listen, people are saying that they think that Kim is being overprotective. I think as a parent, it's your
No.
job to be protective. And at the end of the day, like this has all been fun and funny. But if your kid's image is not just being used without your consent, but being used in a way where other people can profit without having some type of
Mm-hmm.
agreement, that's just wrong.
It is. I
Period.
agree.
Agreed.
So, Damage Blue, I ask you, is it ever okay for a parent, say Kim did contact Lil Lele, is it ever okay for a parent to reach out to another person's child and tell them what they can or cannot do?
Never, never,
No.
ever.
No. I wish
Fuck
you
no.
would.
It's fighting words. If you're a family member, yeah, you can check my kid. Outside of that, no. Blue, Jason, I love y'all. I love y'all to death. If my son come over your house and mess something up, just call me. Just bring me over because I'm going to discipline him. But please, just come to me. And I love y'all to death. But nah, I don't think it's ever appropriate to really be contacting. I don't care if my son's 14, 15. Hit me up first because I'm going to know how to address him. And I'm going to have him call you back and apologize for whatever he did. So everything will go the right way. It should go.
Yeah, I agree. I have no interest in raising other people's children. And honestly, too, I think those times of like it takes a village to raise a child, that was a very different time. Now our kids are exposed to all types of interesting different people that we don't know their intentions or their hearts. So for me, even if somebody said I was allowed to discipline their child, unless we go together and we're in a serious relationship, I still wouldn't do it because God forbid the child has a bad reaction. The one time I tried to discipline a child and that baby cried for like an hour and I felt like an abuser afterwards just because their kid was needs discipline. So I'm never falling for that again. No, thank you. Raise your own damn kids.
Here's the only time I would say that changes, right? Because I'm a firm believer. Don't touch somebody's kid. I don't even like talking to other people's kids. People's kids be walking in the room talking about, I'm hungry. Go that way. But I would say now, when you leave your kid with somebody to be babysat, like when you leave that little demon with me in my house and now it's running up and down the stairs, putting its fingers in the jello, putting it all on the walls, nah, I'm gonna whoop your ass. Like I feel at that
Oh,
point you get to discipline somebody's child once they leave it in your home for you to manage.
you
Not
gonna
it.
whoop its ass? You gonna whoop its ass?
If
Look,
you're
Jason, you're
putting
not watching my
jello,
kid.
if you're putting jello and pudding all down my walls, you're not a he or she, you're it.
you're asking for an ass whooping. I agree. Look, if I'm supposed to be,
Wow.
it's a nice little barbecue or something at Jason's house, and my son just starts, for some reason, if I leave too, you can't leave your kids and then expect them not to get their ass whooped when they do something like that. Now, if I'm there, it's different. But if I leave and the boy is spreading jello, pudding, and paint all over these white, beautiful walls, I just see you just got some new wallpaper, Jason. I'm gonna understand.
I too love you guys, but I feel like if I leave my beautiful son Joaquin with one of you, and I say, "Hey, you're allowed to discipline him and be a male figure. You just can't pop him," and he comes home with a pop face, we fighting. Like I feel like as a parent, I can tell you where those guidelines are. You're not whipping my
Where's my
child
bell?
damage. I wish
Where's
you
my bell?
would. It'd be
Where's my
fascinating
bell?
to see the headlines on Hollywood Unlocked if one of you touched my kid without my permission.
Well, I mean, I think the bottom line is, for this scenario that doesn't include all the extravagant elaborations that we just added to it, like Lil Joaquin and painting with Jello pudding all over the white walls. I think you got to be more careful about monitoring your kids having playtime. And I
Mhm.
think that when you're a Kardashian or a West or a Kardashian West, and you're allowing people into your home and you have people filming your children, you need to set those boundaries from the beginning. Like, hey, we're going to let you do this one little tick and talk, but don't go over there and use it for no music video or album release party or whatever. And I don't know if those conversations were had before. And some people I think rely on having, good judgment, but nowadays people don't have good judgment and we're all opportunists. So when you find an opportunity to put something in your to make it hot, the Kardashians' kids or Kanye's kid, why not? So I just kind of feel like maybe boundaries should have been set from the very beginning, and maybe Lele would have known better. But I will say, what I need to know is who is managing Lele's account, because at this
I was
point, Lele could post anything she want, and then just say, "Wasn't me."
Now, but is it dry snitching? Because isn't her dad a
Ooh,
part of the team too, or not? That's what I'm saying. It's like she kind of like gave an obvious like, "Well, it ain't me, and it wasn't Lele," so it's all like, "Well, then
if
who
her dad's
was
the
it?"
only one left. If it's you, your dad, and your mom, and it's not you or your mom, I'm just saying.
Well,
I'm
not to mention Tracy Romulus, who runs Kim's company, says she spoke directly to the dad.
Mm.
So at this point, I think all fingers are pointing to Papa.
Awkward.
See, and you know, and the thing is, they probably did have that talk. Boundaries probably was set. Who knows what the dad objective is? And that's the sad part when you have these child stars and the family becomes the management or the team, because now you're ruining relationships the kid could have because you're doing something. You know, you're trying to build this extra opportunity or you're getting greedy. Don't know if that's the case here, but I mean, the mom kind of gave it up. I'm just saying, she just kind
Yeah,
of.
Well,
she
and Kim
did.
is a really nice person, so I could see her because Kim let me, Jason Lee, into her house and even showed me her yogurt machine. I was like, "Girl, like, you know what I do?" But look, she's a very nice, inviting person. But I could tell you, Kim ain't letting Lele come back over. Kim is Lele. You not getting no more play. Not at the Kardashian house. That's a wrap. This isn't the only problem going on in Kardashian world. Tristan Thompson is
Oh
in a
God.
fight with Lamar Odom in Khloe Kardashian's comments. Now, this is the craziest thing. One man who had a drug problem on the woman got into it with a man who can't keep his penis to himself, and they all seem to come together under her comments. Did you guys see this?
Oh yeah, I seen it.
This is the thing that I think is just so bold is that they're essentially fighting over who gets to waste her time. Like, there's no winner here. Which one of us gets to eat another year of her life? Like, there's no winner. This is one of those games that when you win, you lose. So I want her to stay out of this. This is bad, very bad.
Well, for those of you who missed it, on Friday, Khloe shared a photo on her Instagram, and it featured herself rinsing her hair in an outdoor shower while sporting a brown bikini. But her exes showed up to comment, and both seemed to like the photo. Now, Tristan left a series of hearts and drooling emojis, and Lamar wrote under the photo, quote, hottie, alongside a series of heart-eyed and fire emojis. Now, here's a photo. Now, the craziest part about all this is Lamar Odom is in a whole other fight with Carly Red on a whole other feed about whether or not he's with her. And she says he's still allegedly on drugs. And somewhere Khloe just has to be sitting at home saying, how am I caught between a crackhead and a person who has a sex problem? Like, I can't.
You know what I love about this?
Which is which?
You know what
I'm so
I
confused.
feel like they should take it old school loving basketball 1-on-1 for her heart, yo. Like straight up. Like Tristan, Lamar, they ball up. Put you know how they got the celebrity fighting matches now? Or we could do that. Oh, that'd be a good celebrity boxing
Don't
match.
nobody want Chloe's heart.
Wait, so Damage, you're saying basically that they should play a game of 21 and the winner gets to ruin Chloe's life. That's
exactly
what you're saying.
They are competing to waste her time. This is so sad. I actually feel bad for a Kardashian. Khloe, we've all been there. I've had men fighting over who will waste my time.
No,
Sis,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No. I've not had a sex addict and a crackhead fighting over me. No, I'm sorry.
Oh, you
Jason,
haven't
Jason, didn't you just get all these props for being so soft the last episode?
Yeah, but I'm also honest, right? Like let's just break this down. Lamar Odom was accused of being the person that got Rob Kardashian addicted to drugs. Rob Kardashian, who's a friend of mine, suffered from depression for many years, and we have not seen Rob. I don't even know where Rob is at this point. Then you have him who cheated on. Wait, I don't know if he cheated on Khloe, but he definitely cheated on her with drugs. Then he left. Okay, she couldn't have kids. She went through this whole process of just having depression or whatever. And then here comes Tristan, who has repeatedly, allegedly cheated on her with multiple women, and both have embarrassed her in front of the world. And now they're playing around on her time, literally on her timeline. I just think Khloe needs to take a little bit more control of her life at this point, because Khloe, the real loser in all of this, it's you.
Oh,
yikes. It is, because you teach people how to treat you. You're making these men think that it's permissible to continue to embarrass you. Now Khloe doesn't give me that she's a weak girl by any standard. So you mean to tell me you ain't on the phone checking them like, don't ever do that again?
I will be honest. I think Khloe's a martyr. I think she's somebody who has a savior complex, and every man that you listed is somebody who needed to be saved. And there's an old saying: sometimes when you nurse an old dog, you're basically giving it the power to bite you when it's better. And every time she nurses these men back to health, then they bite her in the butt. So I just feel like she needs to stop being a savior. That movie, it needs to be over. Roll the credits. Find somebody who's your equal and who doesn't need to be saved, or get a therapist.
would we or would we not watch the celebrity boxing match between Omar and
We
Tristan?
would.
I'm just saying that is
We would.
entertaining.
Wait,
Somebody need to put the money up
the fact that you
now.
call Lamar Omar is hilarious to me.
And
But
Tristan,
look,
okay? Omar and
look, you don't even care about these two enough to get their names right,
Tristan.
damn
He
it. Let
doesn't.
alone
He
Lamar
doesn't.
just got in a fight with the little pop singer. What's his name?
Oh, you know I ain't gonna get his name right if I can't get Lamar Odom.
Well,
Omar
whatever
and
his
Tristan.
No, look, Lamar just got into the whole fight with the boy, whatever his name is, too. We didn't watch that fight, so why would we watch this one? No, I don't want to see anybody fight for. I don't want to see anybody fight for Chloe's heart other than Chloe. At this point, she needs to fight for her own heart. Well, that wasn't it. Okay, look, it wasn't just the emojis in the comments. This is what really set things off. Tristan responded to Lamar by saying, quote, God brought you back the first time. Play if you want different results, referencing to Lamar's 2015 hospitalization where he almost died from an overdose. So let me ask you, I've never had exes go on to my Instagram or my comments and leave little remarks or start a whole beef. When does it become a crossing of the line to go onto your ex's social media page and publicly have a display of affection and or any other thing that could piss off somebody you're currently with, even if you're going through a breakup?
Yeah, I don't think it's ever appropriate to do that. I'm trying to think of some of the exes I have. Even with my son's mom, I don't think it's ever appropriate for me to go and comment on her page and start leaving heart emojis and all that because you could be messing up a situation they in currently. That's like you just hating. Honestly, you just hating. And I know Tristan's trying to get that situation back. I think it's Lamar Odom, right? Not Omar Odom. I don't know what I said before.
Yeah.
But
Lamar
I
Odom.
don't. I think Lamar's trying to find that little way in, and Tristan's like, hell no, because that's what we do. You see a little opening, you might miss the old chick you was talking to. You see a little opening, you dive in, and the dude that's really trying to go for it is like, look, man, we can square up over it. And I'm just saying, I'm still down to watch that on pay-per-view. I'm just saying.
I think this is very manipulative. Let's be honest. When you like somebody or you're an ex and you really want to talk to the person, you slide in their DMs or you slide in their texts. When you do it in the comment section, you want everybody else to see. You're making a spectacle and marking your territory. So the funny thing is, neither one of them is talking to Chloe. The comment section is not about the person. If you really want the person, you hit them up directly. The comment section is for everybody else that you want to see. So I think this
Listen,
is them again being manipulative.
I personally agree with you. I don't think that this was for Chloe. I don't even think that this was for Tristan. I think Lamar strategically did this to get Carly Red the hell out of his life. I think the fact that Carly Red has everybody thinking in the world of hip hop, loving hip hop, that he's going to be making a guest star by saying that she's in a relationship with him. And then now, he's blasted her saying, you're a lie, I'm getting my attorneys involved. This clearly has changed the whole direction of what narrative was being painted about Lamar and his current dating relationships, because this is all we were trekking. We were trekking his relationship with Carly Red. Now we're trekking his fight with Tristan. But
Exactly.
I think it's that and also the audacity of Tristan, who clearly doesn't want Chloe, who clearly has no respect for her as a woman, who clearly has no respect for their union, to be making it like this whole idea that he would actually fight for her when he hasn't been fighting for her in the relationship the whole time he's been with her. Like, the thing is just absurd. I think these people are all drinking some type of Calabasas Kool-Aid. I want none of it at all. None. Not even a drop.
I'm going to tell Chloe something. I feel like she watches the show because of Jason. I'm going to tell her something that I wish I had told myself a year ago. Be careful of men who only chase you when you're leaving. That is a bad sign. And he only wants her when it's the back of her head walking towards the door. That's awkward.
Hey, that is some deep right there.
Yeah, and you're having raw sex with these two. Like, they're losers.
Oh my God.
Like, not that you're having it currently, but like, ew.
I never thought about this being a
Allegedly.
cry for help though from Carly. Is Carly Red that bad where you have to run to Chloe's page and leave a comment? Is she that terrible?
Carly Red has been in the press about her dating Lamar, which Lamar's saying is not true.
And I'm saying I didn't think about this being a cry for help when Lamar is leaving a comment on Chloe's page. I never looked at it that way. This is deep.
It's brilliant though, because nothing is louder than the Kardashians. Whenever you get in trouble, all you have to do is yell Kardashian in the distance, and a whole fleet of bloggers will come running towards you to save you. So I do think that the Kardashians are like the bat signal, Kardashian, and everything else goes away when you say that name.
Wait, so you just said that the Kardashians are a bat signal?
Yes.
Wow. I
They're for
never heard that.
publicity, yeah. It works though. We're talking about it, so it worked.
Yeah, it does. It does. Well, listen, Tristan, good luck with whatever you're trying to do here. I don't know that any of it makes sense to any of us. You're not getting Chloe back. Maybe you are. I don't know. I pray for the day that we stop talking about all of you. Like we need to move on. What is SZA doing? Where's SZA?
Not
What
dropping
is
the album.
Ooh,
Waiting for this album to drop. I'm waiting for it. That's what she's doing. Just
well
having me
it's
sitting
part of the
here.
label.
Between SZA and Rihanna? I doubt we'll get any good music that we're waiting
Oh
for
wait,
soon.
I have some tea on that. I think Rihanna might be dropping an album this year.
Wow, what a
I've heard. I've heard.
prediction. Blue.
No,
Blue,
no,
did your
I've heard
tarot
some
cards
rumblings.
Blue, did your tarot cards tell you that?
Save this footage for when she drops her album before the end of the year, so we can just vindicate me.
Okay.
Thank you.
All
Well,
right, that's
I
the
don't
deep.
I have a source
See,
who tells me she might be
this
dropping
is
it
what
this year.
happens when Blue shuffles the deck right before the show. She just pops up with this theory that Rihanna's going to be dropping an album by the end of the
We'll
year.
see.
Well,
We'll see.
we pray to your cards that it happens. Listen, but speaking of popping up, G Herbo popped up at his ex-girlfriend Ari Fletcher's party while Taina Williams, I don't know. That's his mother of his new child, stayed at home with their son. Now Ari Fletcher is the baby mother of G Herbo's child. Okay, she hosted a party over the weekend with her boyfriend Moneybag Yo. Okay,
That's
I
so
don't know
much.
these people, y'all. I don't know. Okay, well, Ari's ex-boyfriend G Herbo, who just welcomed a baby boy with fiance Taina Williams, was present in Atlanta for the birthday bash without his partner. Now, what makes it an interesting occurrence is that in 2019, Ari accused Herbo of viciously beating her and also spread some pretty nasty rumors about his health status, among other happenings. Now, look, I don't know all the tea, but what I do know is that while Herbo was out living it up, his baby mama, who just delivered their child, was at home with their infant son. And so now what's happened is social media is so messy. You guys have discovered that they have unfollowed each other on social media, which has led to a whole bunch of drama, including Ari liking certain posts on Twitter, which has only made it more worse. This is my question. Can you and should you still be friends with your ex after a bad breakup? And should your partner, who is confident in your relationship, have a problem with that?
I think you should because they share a child, and it was recently where I think Taina and Ari were together, and they were showing some love. And at the end of the day, he has children with both of them. They have to find how to be cordial in some way. And it's not a surprise that this man just dropped the album, and now all this is going on where people are getting unfollowed, and it's all this happening. So I think everybody's on the right page, but I absolutely think you should have some kind of camaraderie with the mother of your child, regardless.
I think she actually, Taina, posted something saying, "Yeah, I unfollowed him, but we're all good here." Sometimes you have to unfollow people that you know in real life because they're doing too much online. That mute button is a girl's best friend when it comes to your sanity. So just because
not your baby daddy who you live with.
Oh, I've dated several people that I was like, oh, I can't follow him online. His online persona gets on my nerves. So for me, I actually don't see a problem with sometimes needing some social media distance because your persona online is often very different from who you are in real life, right? Also, too, not to quote Taina's stepfather, Fabulous, but I think he once famously said, hating hoes ain't happy and happy hoes ain't hating. Like, why are people spending so much time worried about if she is following the father of her child, if they're still doing life together and the things that matter are still happening? Her and Ari have no
because
beef. This
company exists because people want to know why. Celebrities are celebrities because they have fans who want to be all up in their business. This man went to his baby mama's party, and his other baby mama was at home with their new baby, somehow felt some type of way. Why was she not there with him? Why weren't they together? Why didn't they roll up together? Why weren't they all pictured as a family? Well, hold on, no, I'm not done yet, okay? Because this is, you said, why do people want to know? I'm telling you why people want to know. And then why did you go home after having this amazing night with your baby moms? And then all of a sudden, we have to unfollow each other. People want to know these things, G Herbo. Did you take a stop off and do something you were supposed to do? Were there strippers at the party that maybe you fooled around with? What happened? Was there a Big Mac involved, Chick-fil-A sauce? I don't know what happened between leaving the house with Taina and getting home and getting unfollowed. That's what the people want to know.
You
Look.
turned this into an episode of Dateline, Jason. That's hilarious.
Well, we know he didn't. Nothing happened with him and Ari because Moneybag Yo was definitely there. Dropped off a very expensive car to Ari.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. But overall, like, look, G Herbo just dropped his album. He's supposed to be out at these events. Ari Fletcher, I don't really know who she is, but she's a big deal. So I would be there if I just dropped the album and you are the mother of my child. Oh yeah, I need to show up. I need this press to push this album I just put out to feed the little baby I have that is at home. So I feel like that's why he went to the event. And when you're in album mode, like Blue was saying, a lot of people start doing crazy stuff on social media. He's probably at strip clubs and stuff. That stuff she don't want to see because she just had a baby. So most
And
likely,
she's
I'm thinking
hormonal.
it's that. Yep.
I think she's hormonal, and he probably went because it's a work obligation, because it's a good look. It'll get us talking, Jason, to your point. So he knows he has to go because it'll get us talking. But she probably got annoyed because she's like, I know it's your job, but I'm annoyed and I'm lactating, and F you, I'm going to mute you.
I mean,
totally see it
listen,
being
she
innocent.
just had the baby. He didn't perform his album at the party. There were no press there at the party for him to report his album. He didn't get no more increased album sales at the party.
But we're
He
talking
went
about him.
there. He went there because every man wants to make sure his ex ain't doing better without him. He probably went there to go make sure that she fell off, saw that she got this big ass car, felt some type of way, came home and took it out on Taina. Taina wasn't having it. The baby was crying. She had no nanny. She unfollowed him, cussed him out. He slept in his car.
Jason, that escalated quickly.
I'm just saying, it's the possibilities for me. It's the
It's
possibilities.
true. I gave my theory. That's Jason's theory. I'm with it. I'm with it.
Because when a woman has a baby, the last thing she wants is her man to be out at his other baby mama birthday party.
Okay, but Jason and Damage, as two men from different ends of the spectrum, would you go to a party if you invited by your ex?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's different. And let me tell you why it's different. One, my ex ain't no hot boy, okay? The second thing is, if my ex was to have a party, I'd be taking my new nigga with me.
Oh, good answer. How
That's
about you,
true.
Damage?
That's true. I'm feeling Jason on that, but being that is the mother of his child, and they just recently seemed like they squashed all the beef, I think it was good taste that he showed up to represent the family because they just recently like squashed all this stuff. So I think he was just showing up in good faith, to be honest.
Taina should have been there with him. I don't think he should have went by himself. I think you play a very dangerous thing when you go to your ex's parties or homes without your current partner. Like, I have exes who I have great friendships with. They come to my homes. But if I'm dating somebody, they're going to have a relationship, and I'm going to always make sure that we all hang out together because it's just the perception of it all. And then not to mention, like, these are people who are talked about in the blogs, in the news. And so, like, once it gets posted on our platforms, then the comments start driving issues because the comments start living a life of its own. I'm praying that everybody finds peace. And I'm also praying that Ari learns how to walk in those heels because she almost fell outside her party, girl. It's too much.
Be honest. T, I'm gonna call her T because I can mess up her name. She just had a baby. Now I've been there where it's like, yo, let's go out, let's have a good time. You just was carrying the baby for 9 months. And she's like, this ain't the body I'm used to. I need to get back to being me. I ain't going nowhere. You go.
So stay home with her. Stay home with her.
He got an album.
Are you serious? Nah,
You keep using this album, boy. He did not get another album sale.
His album will be okay without him going to his ex's party.
We're talking about it right now.
If I just had your baby, stay home with me then.
Like, look at Damage giving every rapper out there their excuse. Just say you had an album. Just
you had an album out. And look, we talking about it. Now his album got promotion.
If we have a baby, you have to stay home with me. You can't be going out partying with your friends because you can still sell your album without going to your ex's party. And also too, he can pay for it without that party. That money got money. Okay. And also to think about it. To me, my definition
has how much money?
I'm not his accountant. My definition of cheating is doing anything behind your partner's back that you wouldn't do in front of their face. And to Jason's point, when you go into spaces like that, even if you have the best of intentions, other women love to feel like they have something on you. And I could see somebody going to their ex's party with the good intentions, but the ex is being petty and saying slick things that she wouldn't say if I was around. That is a toxic environment that I don't feel like you should be in to begin with. Personally.
Not to mention, this was like a stripper theme party or something like that. Like,
it's a stripper themed party.
I mean, if she did have issues with her body, and not saying that she did because she's a very pretty girl. Not to saying that
Mm-hmm.
pretty girls don't have issues after pregnancy, but you know, like say she did have issues with her body or insecurity. The last thing you want is to know your man is around these women with
Exactly.
their clappers out, dancing around in these high heels, twerking and jerking. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
Stay at home with your baby. Promote your album on your social media.
The
I don't
album's out.
I agree with Jason.
know. All right, well, listen, I'm gonna tell you who else is out, and that is
Ooh.
Aubrey Graham, aka Drake. He went out and he rented out an entire stadium for a date. Now, Drake
Mm-hmm.
was spotted out last week on a date, and he's got everybody talking about this latest link up. Now, here's a picture taken by ABC News reporter Chris Christie showing Drizzy sitting at a dinner table on the empty Dodgers field with a woman identified as Jonna Leah. Now, the HD helicopter reporter snapped the pic from the air, which shows the two surrounded by multiple dishes, flowers, and even a personal bartender. Now, I'm just wondering, like, is this overdoing it? Because now people are saying on social media that if your date doesn't cost at least $10,000, you didn't do it the right way.
I
I
don't think
see.
it's the money. I think it's the intention. I think men who put in effort and have that kind of intentionality can do that for literally $100 or less and still have the same impact. Women like people who put in effort. A lot of men don't. They're so busy arguing about the money. I don't have Drake money, but they're also not putting in Drake's effort. Money just makes you more of what you already are. So your version could be a picnic in the park and have your homeboys singing a cappella, and that would still hit the same way. So I think we often use money as an excuse. Drake puts in effort, and that's why he's the romantic champagne poppy.
Look at you. Look at she's blushing. Look at that. Look
I like it. I like the effort. I like
yo,
Drake's effort. It's not even about his money; it's his effort.
yo, October's very own. I'm October baby too. Look, I commend him. That was some fly ish right there. Now, as far as the $10,000 dates, Jason, no. And all the ladies saying that y'all never been on a 10,000 date, you probably haven't been on a $5,000 date. So let's just stop. But I feel like because that lady is the mom of a very popular up and coming basketball player, I feel like Drake was trying to find a way to be low but be outside and have a good experience. And this damn helicopter comes in with the HD zoom in, and you can see it in the picture. He's looking pissed. Like, how did y'all find me here? Like Drake, it don't matter where you go. It's like he cannot get out of the public eye, man. I'm sure all his other chicks is mad. This was just a bad look overall. I mean, great date, but I know Drake was pissed when he got that footage.
Well, what I will say about Drake too, I've told this story before. When I met Drake, he was in the Burger King parking lot in a Honda Accord with this woman, and one of the lights didn't work. So he's come
Oh,
a long way, having went from Burger King to this baseball field. I'll say, the thing I will say about Drake is I'm really proud of him. I feel like Drake has done everything right with his fame. He's done everything right with his relationships. He's done everything right in trying to protect his kid from the world or the world from his kid. I don't remember. I think that Drake has really showed up as a man and a good representation for hip hop, that you can be a rapper, be fly, and have all this shiny but still be a gentleman with class. I don't think he gets enough respect for that because there are so many other examples out here of rappers who've done it wrong. And I commend Drake for doing what he can do. That being said, anybody watching this that says you need a $10,000 anything for me, nah, son. I'll take you on a trip. I may fly you in. We may have a great, couple of dates or whatever, go to some nice restaurants and this and that. But I think the expectation of a man doing what Drake did if he ain't got Drake money is unfair, unrealistic, and just straight up bullshit.
Now,
effort
I
is
do think,
free. Effort is free.
yeah, I'm with Blue on this one. I think you can put a $10,000 effort in. Like, it might
Yep.
not cost 10 racks, but you can do a lot of bustle, hustle. You can go to the dollar store, grab a few little things. Like, you could put $10,000 effort in. So I'm down for that. But people think I'm just gonna blow 10 racks to get to know you. Why?
Let's be real. Some of you aren't good enough for a man like Drake. Some of you aren't good enough for a man like me, and some of you aren't even good enough for a man at all. There's this woman on Bigo. She
Oh,
was on there talk. She was on there talking about, she wants a man to pay for her meal. I'm like, girl, you can miss a few, and on top of that, no, like, why would a man pay for you to eat when you have that mustache? Like, you know damn well he ain't trying to go out and have your.
Jason.
No, I
Mm.
did her. Her listen. Her name is Bree. Bree, hi. I tell Bree all the time. Every time I see you, you're laying in this bed on Bigo. You look like you're dead. Like some people's real expectations of relationships, Blue and Damage, are just unrealistic. Like,
Can we have a note about inflation though? Can we just be clear about this?
What?
$10,000 to Drake is the equivalent of about $80 to the average person's salary. So
Yeah,
you
but
have to
that
look at
girl
what
who
he
that
spent
yeah,
proportionate to what he has.
but that girl who was sitting on the field, she don't have a lot of $10,000 in her account. And so for her, that was huge. I don't know if she's ever even been to a baseball game, let alone sit on the field and had dinner for two.
That's
But
fine.
either way, he went above and beyond. But back to Bree from Bigo. Like, girl,
Oh,
some of y'all just need to have realistic expectations of where you kind of fit in the world. Like, you don't even deserve a man who will put you on a metro train. So
I,
just accept if you get an Uber XL, it don't have to
I
be
have a
Uber
theory.
Black. It's Uber XL.
but Jason, no, I was talking about Brie when I said that. I said the expectation should be that if you want a man to put Drake effort, his version is only $80, as opposed to Drake's being 10,000. They're equivalent based on their salaries. So we can
Oh.
Mm.
expect the Drake level investment, just don't expect so much money to be spent.
Oh, okay. Now I understand. Well, when it comes to Brie, I don't think anybody should even pay $8.
Oh
I
snap!
think that she should buy a box of granola bars and an orange and just like sit up. But either way, it goes back to like you get what you deserve, and hopefully this young lady that won Drake's heart deserved what she got because now the whole world knows she's special. But if we know Drake next month, it'll be somebody else.
That's
All right.
messed
Well,
up.
listen, if today's show was any indication of what's to come in my relationships, let me just preface it with saying stay out of my ex's DMs. Do what I did and just live. Bye.
You know what?